The Alien Professor's Challenge. Maya Chen nervously tapped her stylus against the edge of her desk as she watched Professor Zixlar glide into the lecture hall. Even after a full semester, the sight of the towering six-limbed Arcturian still filled her with a mix of awe and trepidation. His iridescent exoskeleton shimmered under the harsh lights of the Galactic University, and his compound eyes seemed to take in every detail of the room at once. As the last human student admitted to the prestigious Skenobiology program, Maya felt the weight of expectations pressing down on her. She had worked tirelessly to prove herself worthy of this opportunity, spending countless hours studying alien physiology and customs. But as the final exam approached, a gnawing doubt had taken root in her mind. Professor Zixlar's multifaceted voice filled the room, pulling Maya from her thoughts. As you are all aware, your final exam is rapidly approaching. This test will determine whether you are fit to continue your studies in the advanced Xenobiology program. A ripple of nervous energy passed through the classroom. Maya glanced around, noting the varied expressions on her alien classmates' faces, from the stoic calm of the Vulpinoid students to the nervous chittering of the insectoid delegation. However, Zixlar continued, his voice taking on an unusual tone that made Maya sit up straighter. I have decided to offer an alternative option for those who wish to prove their worth in a more practical manner. The professor's compound eyes seemed to focus directly on Maya as he spoke, sending a shiver down her spine. Any student who can successfully complete a special challenge of my devising will automatically pass the final exam and be guaranteed a place in the advanced program. Excited murmurs broke out across the lecture hall. Maya's mind raced with possibilities. What kind of challenge could the professor have in mind? And why did she have the unsettling feeling that this offer was somehow directed specifically at her? Those interested in attempting this challenge should meet me in Laboratory 7 immediately after this lecture, Zixlar announced. Choose wisely, for this task will not be for the faint of heart. As the professor continued with his usual lecture on interspecies genetic compatibility, Maya found it nearly impossible to focus. The prospect of bypassing the grueling final exam was tempting, but she couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this challenge than met the eye. When the lecture finally ended, Maya gathered her belongings with shaking hands. She watched as a handful of her classmates made their way towards Laboratory 7, their expressions a mix of excitement and apprehension. After a moment's hesitation, she joined them. The sterile white corridors of the Xenobiology wing seemed to stretch endlessly as Maya followed the small group. Her mind whirled with possibilities. Would they be required to perform a complex dissection, synthesize a new type of alien medication, or perhaps engage in some form of dangerous fieldwork? As they approached Laboratory 7, Maya noticed that the number of students had dwindled. Only 3 others remained: a towering Andromedian named Krell, a life felinoid called Miara, and a gelatinous blob entity that went by the designation X-17. Professor Zixlar was waiting for them, his exoskeleton gleaming under the harsh laboratory lights. "Ah, our brave volunteers," he chittered, his mandibles clicking with what Maya thought might be amusement. "I'm pleased to see that some of you possess the courage to face the unknown." The professor gestured towards a large cylindrical device dominating the center of the lab. It hummed with an otherworldly energy that made the hair on the back of Maya's neck stand on end. "This," Zixlar announced proudly, "is a prototype quantum entanglement communicator. It has the potential to revolutionize intergalactic communication, allowing for instantaneous transmission of data across vast distances." Maya's eyes widened. She had read theories about such technology, but to see a working prototype was astounding. "Your challenge," the professor continued, his compound eyes gleaming, "is to successfully calibrate this device to communicate with a research station in the Andromeda Galaxy. You will have access to all the resources of this laboratory, as well as the university's vast database of xenotechnology." Krell, the Andromedian, let out a low whistle. That's impossible," he rumbled. "The technical specifications alone would take weeks to sort through, let alone the actual calibration process." Professor Zixlar's mandibles clicked rapidly, his species equivalent of a chuckle. Impossible, perhaps for some, but I believe that with the right combination of knowledge, creativity, and determination, it can be done. You have until the day of the final exam to complete this task. Maya's mind reeled. The challenge seemed insurmountable, far beyond her current level of knowledge. And yet, the opportunity to work with such advanced technology, to potentially make a breakthrough that could change the face of intergalactic communication, it was too tempting to pass up. "I'll do it," she heard herself say, her voice sounding small but determined in the cavernous laboratory. The professor's compound eyes swiveled to focus on her. "Excellent, Ms. Chen. I had a feeling you might rise to the challenge. And the rest of you?" Miara, the felinoid, shook her head. "I'm sorry, Professor, but I don't think I'm up to this task. I'll take my chances with the final exam." X-17 burbled in agreement, its gelatinous form rippling as it moved towards the exit. Krell, however, stepped forward. "I'm in," he rumbled. "My people have been working on similar technology for generations. This could be the key to reuniting our scattered colonies." "Very well," Zixlar nodded. "Miss Chen, Mr. Krell, you may begin your work immediately. The laboratory is at your disposal, and I will be available for consultation during my office hours. Remember, you have until the day of the final exam to successfully establish communication with the Andromeda station." As the professor glided out of the room, Maya turned to face the imposing quantum entanglement communicator. Its sleek surface seemed to pulse with potential, and for a moment she felt a thrill of excitement cut through her apprehension. Krell moved to stand beside her, his massive form casting a shadow over the human. "Well, human," he rumbled, "it seems we have quite the task ahead of us. Are you ready to make history?" Maya took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders as she met the Andromedian's gaze. "Ready as I'll ever be," she replied, a determined smile spreading across her face. "Let's get to work." As they began to pore over the technical specifications of the device, Maya couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this challenge than met the eye. Why had Professor Zixlar offered this alternative? And why did she have the nagging suspicion that she was being tested in ways she didn't yet understand? Little did Maya know that her journey was just beginning, and that the true nature of the alien professor's strange demand would push her to the very limits of her abilities, forcing her to confront not just the complexities of alien technology, but the depths of her own potential as a representative of humanity in this vast, mysterious universe. Uncovering the hidden truth. As the days blurred into weeks, Maya found herself completely immersed in the challenge set forth by Professor Zixlar. The quantum entanglement communicator loomed over her and Krell like a silent sentinel, its complexities seeming to grow with each passing hour. Despite the enormity of the task, Maya felt a growing sense of excitement bubbling within her. "Pass me the hyperspanner, would you?" Krell's deep voice rumbled from beneath the communicator's main console. Maya obliged, handing the tool to one of his four massive hands. "Any luck with the subspace frequency modulator?" she asked, peering at the holographic schematics floating before her. Krell emerged, his craggy face creased with frustration. "Nothing yet. It's as if the damn thing is actively resisting our attempts to calibrate it." Maya nodded, understanding all too well. For every problem they solved, two more seemed to crop up. It was maddening, exhilarating, and utterly captivating. As she turned back to her work, a flicker of movement caught her eye. Through the laboratory's transparent walls, she spotted Professor Zixlar engaged in an animated conversation with another alien, a species Maya had never seen before. The newcomer's form seemed to shift and writhe, as if it were made of living smoke. "Krell," Maya whispered, nudging her partner. "Look at that." The Andromedian's eyes narrowed as he observed the pair. Curious. I've never seen the professor so agitated. Maya's instincts tingled. Something about this interaction felt off. She strained to hear their conversation, but the laboratory's soundproofing was too effective. I'm going to try and get closer, she decided, ignoring Krell's protestations. Slipping out of the lab, Maya crept along the corridor, using the various alien flora decorating the hallway as cover. As she drew nearer, fragments of the conversation became audible. Not ready, humans. Too dangerous. The smoky alien's voice was like whispered static. Potential is there. Need more time. Zixlar's response was agitated, his mandibles clicking rapidly. Council's decision, final. Maya's heart raced. What were they talking about? What did it have to do with humans? And why did it sound like Professor Zixlar was arguing in their favor? Suddenly, the smoky alien's form solidified, revealing piercing eyes that locked onto Maya's hiding spot. She gasped, stumbling backward and racing back to the laboratory. What happened? Krell demanded as she burst through the doors, breathless. Maya quickly recounted what she'd overheard, her mind whirling with possibilities. Krell, I think there's more to this challenge than we realized. It's not just about the communicator, it's about proving something about humanity itself. The Andromedian's expression grew serious. If that's true, then the stakes are far higher than we imagined. But why? What could be so important about humans that it would warrant this level of scrutiny? Before Maya could respond, an alert chimed from the quantum entanglement communicator. Both of them rushed to the console, eyes wide with disbelief. It's working, Krell breathed, his hands flying over the controls. We're receiving a signal. Maya's excitement was tempered by caution. From where? The Andromeda station. Krell shook his massive head. No, this is something else, something ancient. The communicator's central chamber began to glow with an otherworldly light. Symbols and equations Maya had never seen before danced across the holographic display, moving too fast for her eyes to follow. It's some kind of data dump, she realized, frantically trying to capture and decode the information. But why? Who sent this? As they worked to decipher the mysterious transmission, neither of them noticed Professor Zixlar watching from the doorway, his compound eyes reflecting the eerie glow of the communicator. Hours later, exhausted but exhilarated, Maya and Krell sat surrounded by data pads and holographic projections. The information they had received was staggering in its scope and implications. If this is accurate, Maya said, her voice hushed with awe, then humanity's potential is terrifying, Krell finished, his tone a mixture of fear and respect. No wonder the Galactic Council is concerned. The data revealed that humans possessed a unique genetic makeup, one that allowed for rapid adaptation and evolution. More importantly, it suggested that under the right circumstances, humans could develop abilities that bordered on the impossible: telepathy, telekinesis, even the power to manipulate the very fabric of space-time. But why keep this a secret? Maya wondered aloud. Why not tell us about our own potential? Because, Ms. Chen, Professor Zixlar's voice came from behind them, causing both students to jump. Knowledge is power, and power must be earned. The alien professor glided into the room, his exoskeleton gleaming under the laboratory lights. I see you've made a breakthrough. Impressive work, both of you. Maya stood, her exhaustion forgotten in the face of her growing indignation. Professor, what is all this? Why didn't you tell us the truth about the challenge? About humans? Zixlar's compound eyes seemed to soften. My dear, the truth is a complex thing. The Galactic Council fears what humanity might become if given access to advanced technology and knowledge too quickly. This challenge was designed not just to test your technical skills, but your wisdom, your discretion, and your ability to handle the responsibility that comes with great power. Krell rumbled thoughtfully. So, the communicator was a key, the professor finished. A key to unlock knowledge that could change the fate of the galaxy. And you, both of you, have proven yourselves worthy of that knowledge. Maya's mind reeled with the implications. What happens now? Professor Zixlar's mandibles clicked in what might have been a smile. Now, Miss Chen, you face your true final exam. The question is not whether you can pass, but what you will do with the power you've unlocked. The future of humanity, and perhaps the galaxy itself, rests in your hands. As the weight of this revelation settled over her, Maya realized that her journey was far from over. In fact, it was only just beginning. The challenges ahead would test not just her intellect, but her character, her values, and her vision for humanity's place in the cosmos. With a deep breath, she squared her shoulders and met the professor's gaze. "I'm ready," she said, her voice steady and determined. "Whatever comes next, I'm ready." Little did Maya know that her declaration would set in motion a series of events that would reshape the galactic order, challenge the very foundations of alien societies, and propel humanity towards a destiny beyond their wildest dreams. The true test was about to begin, and the entire universe would be watching. The cosmic crucible. Maya's declaration echoed through the laboratory, carrying with it the weight of humanity's potential. Professor Zixelar's compound eyes glimmered with an inscrutable emotion as he regarded his human student. "Very well, Miss Chen," the Arcturian professor intoned, his voice resonating with newfound gravity. "But remember, with great knowledge comes great responsibility and great danger." As if on cue, the quantum entanglement communicator pulsed with an otherworldly energy, bathing the room in a shimmering, opalescent light. Maya felt a tingling sensation crawl across her skin, as though every cell in her body was awakening to a new reality. "What's happening?" Krell rumbled, his massive form tensing as the strange energy enveloped them. Before anyone could respond, the world around them began to blur and shift. Maya felt a dizzying sense of displacement, as if she were being stretched across vast distances of space and time. When the sensation finally subsided, she found herself standing on what appeared to be the bridge of an enormous starship. Surrounding them were beings of all shapes and sizes, some humanoid, others defying description. All eyes were fixed on Maya, Krell, and Professor Zixelar. "Welcome," boomed a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, to the cosmic crucible. A figure materialized before them, a being of pure energy, its form constantly shifting and evolving. "I am Zephyrus, custodian of the crucible and guardian of galactic evolution. Your arrival here marks the beginning of a trial that will determine the fate of not just humanity, but countless civilizations across the cosmos." Maya's mind raced, struggling to process the enormity of the situation. "I don't understand," she managed to say, her voice small in the vast chamber. "What is this place? What trial?" Zephyrus's form pulsed with what might have been amusement. "This, young human, is where species prove their worthiness to join the greater galactic community, or, in some cases, where they demonstrate the potential to lead it." The energy being gestured, and a holographic display sprang to life, showing countless worlds and civilizations. "For eons, we have watched and waited, guiding the evolution of sentient life throughout the universe. But now, a great crisis looms, one that threatens the very fabric of reality itself." Images flashed before them, stars going nova, black holes devouring entire systems, and strange, shadowy entities that seemed to devour light itself. "The Void Heralds," Zephyrus intoned ominously. "An ancient race from beyond the boundaries of our universe. They seek to unmake all of creation, to return everything to the primordial chaos from which it sprang." Krell's craggy features contorted in a mix of awe and terror. "But what does this have to do with us? With humans?" Professor Zixelar stepped forward, his exoskeleton glinting in the starlight. "Because, Mr. Krell, humanity possesses a unique gift, the potential to evolve rapidly, to adapt to challenges in ways no other species can. It is this potential that may hold the key to defeating the Void Heralds." Maya's head spun with the implications. So all of this, the challenge, the communicator, the secret knowledge, it was all to prepare us for this moment. "Precisely," Zephyrus confirmed. "But potential alone is not enough. You must prove that humanity is ready for the responsibility that comes with such power. That is the true nature of your final exam, Maya Chen. The chamber around them shimmered, transforming into a series of interconnected environments, alien worlds, deep space, and even abstract realms that defied description. You will face 3 trials, the energy being explained. Each will test not just your intellect and adaptability, but your wisdom, compassion, and vision for the future. The fate of humanity and the galaxy rests on your performance. Maya felt the weight of countless eyes upon her, not just those present in the crucible, but somehow the collective gaze of humanity itself. She took a deep breath, centering herself in the face of this cosmic challenge. "I'm ready," she said, her voice stronger now, resonating with newfound determination. Sapphirus's form pulsed with approval. Then let the trials begin. The first environment solidified around them, a dying world, its atmosphere choked with pollution, its oceans acidic and lifeless. Holographic representations of the planet's inhabitants, a species on the brink of extinction, materialized before Maya. "Your first trial," Zephyrus announced, "is to save this civilization from its own self-destruction. But be warned, every action has consequences, and the solution may not be as straightforward as it seems." Maya's mind raced, analyzing the complex web of ecological, technological, and societal factors that had brought this world to the brink. She could feel the eyes of the Galactic Council upon her, judging her every move. As she began to formulate a plan, drawing on her knowledge of xenobiology and the hidden potential within human genetics, Maya realized that this was more than just a test. It was a glimpse into the awesome responsibility that awaited humanity if they proved worthy. With a deep breath, she stepped forward, ready to face the challenge head-on. Little did she know that her actions here would set in motion a chain of events that would reshape the very foundations of the cosmos. The true test of humanity's potential had begun, and the entire universe held its breath in anticipation. The quantum nexus. As Maya stepped into the holographic simulation of the dying world, she felt a surge of energy course through her body. Her senses sharpened, her mind expanded, tapping into the latent potential that had lain dormant within her human DNA. "Remarkable," Professor Zixlar chittered, his compound eyes gleaming with fascination. "She's already beginning to manifest enhanced abilities." Krell rumbled in agreement, his craggy features etched with a mixture of awe and concern. "Let's hope she can control them." Maya barely registered their words, her focus entirely on the task at hand. The dying world before her was a tapestry of interconnected problems: ecological devastation, societal collapse, and technological stagnation. But as she observed, patterns began to emerge, connections forming in her mind like a vast cosmic web. "I see it," she breathed, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The solution isn't about fixing any one problem. It's about rewriting the fundamental laws that govern this world's reality. With newfound confidence, Maya reached out, her fingers dancing through the air as if plucking invisible strings. The holographic environment shimmered and shifted in response to her touch. Sapphirus's energy form pulsed with interest. Intriguing. She's accessing the quantum substrate of the simulation. But can she comprehend the consequences of her actions? As Maya manipulated the very fabric of the simulated reality, the dying world began to transform. Polluted skies cleared, revealing twin suns that bathed the planet in rejuvenating light. Barren wastelands burst into lush forests, and long-dormant volcanoes erupted with life-giving minerals. But it wasn't just the physical realm that changed. Maya could sense the collective consciousness of the planet's inhabitants, their thoughts and emotions swirling around her like a psychic maelstrom. With gentle nudges, she reshaped their society, guiding them towards harmony with their revitalized world. As the simulation stabilized, a chorus of gasps echoed through the cosmic crucible. The once dying world now pulsed with vibrant life, its civilization poised on the brink of a new golden age. "Impossible," one of the alien observers whispered. "She rewrote an entire world's timeline in mere moments." Maya stepped back, her mind reeling from the experience. She could feel the raw power coursing through her veins, the ability to reshape reality at will. It was intoxicating, terrifying, and utterly transformative. "Well done, Miss Chen," Professor Zixlar said, his voice tinged with a mix of pride and caution. "But remember, with great power comes great responsibility," Maya finished, her voice resonating with newfound wisdom. "I understand now. This isn't just about saving one world or defeating the Void Heralds. It's about the very nature of existence itself." Zephyrus's form shimmered with approval. "You begin to grasp the true scope of the challenge before you. But 2 trials remain, each more difficult than the last." The environment shifted once more, this time resolving into a vast, star-filled void. At its center floated a massive space station, a nexus point where countless realities seemed to intersect. "Your second trial," Zephyrus intoned, "is to navigate the quantum nexus. Here, the boundaries between parallel universes blur. One wrong move could unravel the very fabric of the multiverse." Maya felt a momentary flicker of doubt. The power she had accessed was incredible, but the stakes were rising exponentially. Could she truly be ready for this level of responsibility? As if sensing her hesitation, Krell stepped forward, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Remember, Maya, you're not alone in this. Humanity's strength lies not just in our potential, but in our ability to work together." His words sparked an idea in Maya's mind. "That's it," she exclaimed, her eyes lighting up with renewed determination. "The solution isn't about controlling the quantum nexus, it's about harmonizing with it." With a deep breath, Maya stepped into the swirling vortex of intersecting realities. But instead of trying to dominate the chaotic energies, she opened herself to them, becoming a conduit for the multiverse itself. Countless versions of herself from parallel timelines flickered into existence around her. Some were scientists, others artists, warriors, and leaders. Each possessed a unique perspective, a piece of the cosmic puzzle. "Incredible," Professor Zixlar murmured, his mandibles clicking rapidly. "She's tapping into the collective knowledge and experience of her alternate selves across the multiverse." As Maya synchronized with her myriad counterparts, the quantum nexus began to stabilize. The chaotic swirl of realities coalesced into a harmonious cosmic dance, each universe enriching the others without threatening their individual integrity. When she finally emerged from the vortex, Maya's eyes shimmered with the wisdom of 1,000 lifetimes. "I understand now," she said, her voice echoing with multidimensional resonance. "The key to humanity's potential isn't about becoming all-powerful. It's about finding our place within the greater cosmic symphony." Zephyrus's form pulsed with what might have been pride. "You continue to surprise us, Maya Chen, but the final trial still awaits, and it will test not just your newfound powers, but the very essence of what makes you human." As the quantum nexus faded away, a new environment began to take shape. But this time, it was unlike anything Maya had ever seen or imagined. It was a realm beyond physical reality, a place where thought and emotion took tangible form. "Welcome," Zephyrus said, "to the mindscape of the Void Heralds." Maya felt a chill run down her spine as shadowy, otherworldly entities began to materialize around them. She could sense that alien consciousness, that unfathomable desire to unmake all of creation. "Your final trial is not to defeat the Void Heralds," Zephyrus explained, "but to understand them. To find a way to bridge the gap between their unknowable nature and the life-affirming spirit of humanity." As the shadowy entities closed in, their very presence threatening to unravel the fabric of reality, Maya steeled herself for the greatest challenge of her life. The fate of not just humanity, but all of existence hung in the balance. With a deep breath, she stepped forward, ready to face the ultimate test of her newfound powers and her fundamental humanity. The final trial had begun, and the entire multiverse watched with bated breath. The resonance of creation. As Maya stepped into the mindscape of the Void Heralds, reality itself seemed to warp and twist around her. The very concept of existence became fluid, challenging her perceptions and pushing the limits of her newly awakened cosmic awareness. The shadowy entities of the Void Heralds swirled around her, their forms defying description, at once terrifyingly alien and hauntingly familiar. Maya could feel their intent pressing against her consciousness, an all-consuming desire to unmake creation and return everything to a state of primordial chaos. "Remember, Miss Chen," Professor Zixlar's voice echoed from somewhere beyond the mindscape, "the key lies not in confrontation, but in understanding." Maya took a deep breath, centering herself amidst the swirling chaos. She reached out with her mind, attempting to connect with the alien consciousness of the Void Heralds. The moment their thoughts touched, she was overwhelmed by a cacophony of emotions and concepts beyond human comprehension. Pain, loneliness, an eternal, gnawing emptiness that threatened to consume everything. They're not evil," Maya gasped, her voice trembling as the realization washed over her. "They're lost, scared. They've been alone for so long. Outside of our reality, that existence itself has become painful for them." As she delved deeper into the collective consciousness of the Void Heralds, Maya began to understand the true nature of their desire to unmake creation. It wasn't born of malice, but of a desperate attempt to end their own suffering, to return to a state of non-existence where the pain of isolation could no longer reach them. With this newfound understanding, Maya felt a surge of compassion unlike anything she had ever experienced. She opened herself fully to the Void Heralds, allowing their pain and loneliness to flow through her. But instead of being overwhelmed, she channeled it, transmuting their suffering into something new. "Listen," she called out, her voice resonating with the power of countless universes. "You don't have to be alone anymore. There's another way." Maya began to sing. It wasn't a song in any conventional sense, but a cosmic harmony that encompassed the full spectrum of human emotion and experience. Joy and sorrow, love and loss, triumph and failure, all woven together into a tapestry of sound that transcended the boundaries of reality itself. As her song echoed through the mindscape, the Void Heralds paused in their relentless assault on existence. For the first time in eons, they listened. "Extraordinary," Zephyrus murmured, its energy form pulsing with wonder. "She's tapping into the fundamental resonance of creation itself." Maya's song grew in power and complexity, drawing upon the collective experiences of humanity throughout history. The music of Bach and Beethoven melded with the rhythms of tribal drums, the emotion of blues intertwined with the mathematical precision of binary code. Every human achievement, every moment of connection and creativity became part of her cosmic symphony. The Void Heralds began to respond, their shadowy forms shifting and changing as they absorbed the essence of human experience. Slowly, tentatively, they added their own voices to the song, alien harmonies that spoke of the vast, empty spaces between universes and the longing for connection. As the mindscape filled with this unprecedented duet between humanity and the cosmic void, reality itself began to transform. The boundaries between existence and non-existence blurred, creating a new state of being that could accommodate both the Void Herald's need for peace and the vibrant, ever-changing nature of life. "She's done it," Krell rumbled in awe. "She's found a way to bridge the gap between our reality and theirs." As the song reached its crescendo, Maya felt a profound shift in the cosmic order. The Void Heralds were no longer a threat to existence, but had become an integral part of it, the silence between the notes that gave meaning to the music of creation. Slowly, the mindscape began to fade, and Maya found herself back in the cosmic crucible. The assembled beings from across the galaxy stared at her in stunned silence, their expressions a mix of awe, fear, and hope. Zephyrus floated forward, its energy form shimmering with an emotion Maya couldn't quite identify. "In all our eons of watching over the cosmos, we have never witnessed anything like this," it said, its voice filled with wonder. "You have not only passed the trials, Maya Chen, you have transcended them." Professor Zixlar stepped forward, his compound eyes gleaming with pride. You have proven that humanity's potential goes far beyond mere technological advancement or genetic enhancement. You have demonstrated the true power of human creativity, empathy, and the ability to find harmony in the face of cosmic discord. Maya looked down at her hands, still trembling from the intensity of her experience. She could feel the cosmic awareness flowing through her, the ability to reshape reality at will. But more than that, she felt a profound connection to every living being in the universe and beyond. "What happens now?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Zephyrus's form pulsed with newfound energy. "Now, Maya Chen, you have a choice to make. The power you have unlocked could reshape the very foundations of reality. You could guide humanity to its rightful place as leaders of the cosmic community. Or, Maya prompted, sensing the weight of the moment. Or you could choose to share this gift, to awaken the latent potential in all sentient beings across the universe, to create a new cosmic order based on harmony, understanding, and the beauty of diversity." Maya closed her eyes, feeling the countless possibilities stretching out before her. In that moment, she understood that this had been the true final exam all along, not a test of power, but of wisdom. With a deep breath, she opened her eyes, her gaze filled with determination and hope. "I choose." As Maya made her decision, the very fabric of reality held its breath, poised on the brink of a new era of cosmic evolution. The ripples of her choice would echo across time and space, forever changing the destiny of not just humanity, but all of creation. In that moment, standing at the crossroads of infinite possibilities, Maya Chen, once just a student of xenobiology, became the harbinger of a new cosmic age, her journey a testament to the boundless potential that lies within every human heart.